Hello, my name is Mark Hisney. I'm a senior researcher at Human Rights Watch, and I'm also the final editor of the Landmine Monitor Report 2010. Landmine and Cluster Munition Monitor is the de facto monitoring regime of the Mine Ban Treaty and the Convention on Cluster Munitions. It monitors state parties' implementation of and compliance with the treaties and assesses the responses to the humanitarian problems caused by landmines, cluster munitions, and explosive remnants of war, or ERW. The monitor represents the first time NGOs have come together to monitor humanitarian law or disarmament treaties. This is the 12th annual Landmine Monitor Report. The Landmine Monitor 2010 provides a global overview of the landmine situation. 156 countries have joined the Mine Ban Treaty. That's 80% of the world's nations. However, no state has joined the treaty since Palau was ceded in November of 2007. 39 countries, including China, India, Pakistan, Russia, and the United States, have yet to join the treaty, but most are in de facto compliance with many of the treaty's key provisions. Encouragingly, the United States has been carrying out a comprehensive review of its national landmine policy and position on the Mine Ban Treaty since late 2009. The U.S. attended as an observer the second review conference, its first ever participation in a formal Mine Ban Treaty meeting. 2009 saw the lowest level of recorded use since the monitor began reporting in 1999. For the first time, Russia was not identified as an active user, leaving only Myanmar on the list of governments confirmed to be users of anti-personnel mines. Non-state armed groups, or NSAGs, continue to use both anti-personnel landmines and improvised explosive devices, IEDs. An IED that is victim-activated is considered to be an anti-personnel mine and prohibited under the Mine Ban Treaty. NSAGs in only 6 countries continue to use mines. Those are in states parties Afghanistan, Colombia, and Yemen, and in states not party India, Myanmar, and Pakistan. This is the lowest recorded number of countries where NSAGs used anti-personnel mines since the monitor began reporting in 1999. At least 51 states produced anti-personnel mines at some point in the past. 39 of these states have ceased production of anti-personnel mines. The monitor currently identifies 12 states as producers of anti-personnel mines. In some cases, the country is not actively producing mines, but reserves the right to do so. India and Pakistan acknowledge ongoing production, and it seems certain Myanmar is actively producing. Nepal was removed from the monitor's list of producers in this reporting period following 2 official declarations that Nepal does not produce anti-personnel mines. 86 states have completed the destruction of their stockpiles, collectively destroying over 45 million anti-personnel mines. However, Ukraine missed its stockpile destruction deadline in June of 2010 and is in violation of the treaty, as are Belarus, Greece, and Turkey, which missed their deadlines in March 2008. 66 states, as well as 7 areas not internationally recognized, were confirmed or suspected to be mine-affected. Although any estimate should be treated with due caution, the monitor believes that less than 3,000 square kilometers of land remained contaminated with mines. An area over 5 times the size of Paris was cleared of mines and explosive remnant of war contamination in 2009. Mine action programs cleared at least 198 square kilometers of mined areas in 2009, by far the highest annual total ever recorded by the monitor, resulting in the destruction of more than 255,000 anti-personnel mines and 37,000 anti-vehicle mines. At least 359 square kilometers of former battle areas were cleared in 2009, disposing of 2.2 million items of ERW. Programs in Afghanistan, Cambodia, Croatia, Iraq, and Sri Lanka accounted for more than 80% of the recorded total clearance. In 2009 and 2010, 7 countries announced completion of their clearance activities. States parties Albania, Greece, Nicaragua, Rwanda, Tunisia, and Zambia, as well as state-not-party China. In total, 16 states parties have declared completion of clearance. Article 5 of the Mine Ban Treaty requires that each state party destroy all anti-personnel mines in mined areas under its jurisdiction or control as soon as possible, but not later than 10 years after becoming party to the treaty. A rigorous process is in place for extending the 10-year mine clearance deadline. As of September 2010, 22 states parties have received or were formally seeking additional time. Ensuring full compliance with the Mine Ban Treaty clearance obligation is one of the greatest challenges facing states parties. Too many states parties granted extensions in 2008 and 2009 have since made disappointing progress. Of greatest concern is Venezuela, which has not yet started clearance operations more than 10 years after ratifying the treaty. Risk education continued to be conducted in many affected locations, with new projects being initiated in Pakistan and Algeria, although globally the extent of risk education appears to be reducing in line with the threat. In 2009, 3,956 new casualties to landmines, victim-activated improvised explosive devices, and explosive remnants of war were recorded in 64 states and areas. At least 1,041 people were killed, 2,855 were injured, and the status of 60 casualties was unknown. This is the lowest annual total since monitoring began in 1999, and 28% lower than recorded for 2008. Due to incomplete data collection, however, the actual number of total casualties was certainly higher than recorded. As in 2008, Afghanistan had the greatest number of casualties, 859, followed by Colombia, 674. Just under half of all recorded casualties in 2009 occurred in 3 states, Afghanistan, Colombia, and Pakistan. In 2009, there was some improvement in the quality and/or accessibility of victim assistance services in 11 countries or other areas, but a decline in 9 others. The vast majority of countries did not have adequate data assessing the number of survivors and their needs. Survivors or their representative organizations participated in victim assistance implementation in under half of affected countries, mostly through non-governmental peer support networks. Only 9% of the global total of funding for mine action is dedicated to victim assistance. Donors in affected states devoted about $622 million to mine action in 2009. 33 donors contributed $449 million in international contributions, nearly the same as in 2008. 2009 saw the third highest level of international funding ever, and this was the 4th year in a row of international contributions totaling over $400 million. International support went to 54 countries and areas in 2009. Contributions from the top 5 mine action donors, the United States, the European Commission, Japan, Norway, and Germany, accounted for 61% of all funding. The top 5 recipient states, Afghanistan, Iraq, Cambodia, Sudan, and Sri Lanka, received almost 50% of all international mine action contributions in 2009. Afghanistan received the most for one state, with $107 million. National mine action contributions from affected states increased from $144 million in 2008 to $173 million in 2009, with Croatia and Angola accounting for 56% of that total.